Alright everybody, what is going on? This is Gaza back here with another Football Manager 2020 experiment video. Today's experiment is the father and son experiment. This is episode 5 in this experiment sort of series I'm going to be doing on Football Manager. And here we're going to see what Gary Murdoch Jr. is up to now. It is 2040. The 30th of June 2040, so he might have retired, and he has retired. So he obviously had 60 games for Frankfurt, scoring 12 goals, his best goal tally for a club in the full time he was in the experiment. He didn't go into management, but if I ever do this save again, I think I can go into the game the Football Manager editor and basically make him manager as well. So it goes on. So maybe we could make in another experiment Gary Murdoch Jr. as manager of the way we did with his father, and make his father a bit older, and we'll see what could happen there. So there's not really much to talk about him, well, apart from he did have 118 appearances for Scotland, scoring 62 goals for the end of his career. Let's see actually if how Scotland got on at the next World Cup and Euros, or the next couple. It would have been, Ladbrokes Premiership has went up in reputation. So world ranking they're 22nd. Schedule, was it? Competitions, it might have been. Yeah, but it was. So World Cup, lost to England in the World Cup second round, and European Championship, got to the group stage of the Euros in 2036, and then 2040 they're in the second round. I don't know if that is even, they're still to be played. No, I've clicked on the wrong squad. See, under 20, that's when they lost to England in the under 20s. So Jack Ross is the Scotland manager in 2040. Been quite a few clubs before taking the Scotland job. But let's have a quick look at what the leagues looked like in Scotland over the last 5 seasons. So the 2035-36 season, it was Hearts who won the league on 89 points, and Celtic were in second, 93 points. So Hearts finally getting an advantage in winning another league title for the first time in not that long. The Dunfermline finishing 6th, St Johnstone up in 5th, Ross County being relegated on 25 points, Hamilton were 10th. So the next season, Celtic retained the title again, winning it on 87 points, with Rangers moving up to second on 78 points, and Hearts on third on 77 points. Hibs still round about the top 4, Kilmarnock was 5th, Dundee United in 6th, and Dunfermline finished 7th, qualified for the Europa Conference League. Motherwell relegated on 25 points, Hamilton were 11th and stayed up in the playoffs. So Rangers went on and won the league for the first time in that lot. So 89 points they finished on. Hearts were second and Celtic were in third. Dunfermline finishing 5th in the top 6 a lot now. Hamilton in 8th and Dundee United relegated. St Johnstone were on the same amount of points but stayed up in the playoffs. The next season, Rangers went back to back on the winning the league on 98 points. Hearts were in second and Celtic in third. Hearts have been the surprising team in this experiment. Hibs still fourth. Aberdeen and Dunfermline make the rest of the top 6. Morton were relegated on 26 points. So the next season, Rangers went winning the league 3 years in a row with 94 points, and Hibs were in second, jumping back up to second place on 86 points, and Celtic in third on 76 points. Hearts only had 58 points, considering they were doing real well for a while there. St Mirren in 5th on 52, and Kilmarnock made the rest of the top 6 with 45 points, but Dunfermline came 7th for 52 points and split in the bottom half of the table. Actually, Dundee United had more points, and also Aberdeen could have finished above Kilmarnock easily on goal difference because they were on 45 points, and then there was just a big gap. Ross County relegated on 24 points at the bottom of the league, so Johnson down in the playoffs. So that was just the season that ended there. So let's have a look at the Championship, how that had went on in the last couple of seasons. So Motherwell won it in 2035-36 season comfortably on 68 points, with Raithrovers in second only on 54 points. Cowdenbeath were relegated on 9 points behind Falkirk, which they stayed up in division for the playoffs. Motherwell were flying in that season. Let's see. Yeah, they added 2 there. They won the Turners Carmel Waiver Cup 3 times now. So then the next season, Ross County were champions. Look at the difference between first and second. Ross County on 86 points, Morton were second on 59 points. It absolutely ran away with the Championship. Livingston relegated with Falkirk. Falkirk only on 15 points. So close between 9th and 5th. Any of these sides could have been relegated, because look at the goal difference as well. That is mental. Any of them could have dropped into the playoffs. Very close from 5th down to 9th. So next season it was Morton that won the league on 69 points. Motherwell also dropping back into the division, I'm sure, yes, on 58 points in second place. And Ayr being relegated, Inverness staying up in the playoffs. And again, look at that gap between 5th and 9th. Not much in it, very tight in the Championship. And then the 2038-39 season, Dundee United won it as champions on 86 points, flew away in that in the league. Also Motherwell again in second place, just can't seem to get out through the playoffs. Queen's Park and Clyde were both relegated. The next season, the season that just finished, Livingston won the league as champions, and if you look at it, there was only 23 points in it between Livingston and Queen of the South, who finished bottom of the league. Dundee winning promotion 3 of the playoffs, but Queen of the South bottom of the league, 35 points, and Motherwell were relegated from the Championship via the playoffs. So they'll have to, on 38 points, they'll have to suffer live in League One. Obviously, we'll not be continuing this experiment because both our players retired and a manager was long gone retired. And that is the Championship. So let's look at League One to see how things were. So Ayr won it in 2035-36 season on 66 points, and Airdrie came in up as runners-up. Didn't go up through the playoffs. Queen's Park again in 4th. Border Rangers doing well there. The first season, I think that was in League One. Yes, it was. It was the first season. They've done well. Dumbarton there, but Kelty Hearts getting relegated in the playoffs, and Stranraer finishing bottom of the league and got relegated. So Stenhousemuir, champions of League One that season, up into the Championship, with Queen of the South who won the playoffs. Airdrie and Queen's Park having good seasons as well, but Montrose were relegated and Borough finished in 9th. 2037-38 season, Queen's Park were champions of the League One again. Livingston fell down there as well. Had for Falkirk down there, Airdrie finishing 8th, Borough in 7th again. Stranraer relegated in the playoffs, and Dumbarton also relegated automatically. So 2038-39 season, Livingston won the League One. Very close again on points in the League One between 10th and 1st. Look at that's 23 points separated 1st and 10th in that entire division. That is madness. On any team could have been relegated, any team could have been promoted, by the way. And Borough were up in 2nd place, 3 points off of automatic promotion. It couldn't be for the team to get promoted in the playoffs. So the 2039-40 season, the last season there, just done. Stirling Albion won the division comfortably, and Clyde were promoted with them. Borough in 4th, really having a great season. Queen's Park in 6th, Kelty Hearts there in 7th, and Elgin City were relegated. So that's that for League One, and there obviously you see Motherwell will have to adjust to life there in League One. It's 2-star reputation. How did they really fall off from the Premiership to League One in that length of time? So they'll probably, I'd imagine they would win promotion back quite comfortably. So League Two, looking at the last 5 years, it was Elgin City who won it as champions, and Montrose went up via the playoffs. Cove Rangers came bottom but didn't get relegated. So the next season, Stranraer were the only team to get promoted as champions. Then then the next season it was Stirling Albion champions on 85 points, 19 points in front of Kelty Hearts in 2nd, and Montrose were promoted. Then Alloa were champions of the League Two, if Kelty Hearts got promotion in the playoffs, and Arbroath were relegated. Forfeit Athletic were the champions in the final season there, on 64 points, a better goal difference than Brecon City, and East Kilbride finished 10th on 19 points. That would have been the side that came up. So there is the leagues in Scotland for you. So Scottish Cup. As you can see, Hearts have won it twice, Hibs winning it once there, and then Rangers twice there, with Dunfermline being in quite a few of those finals. It has really took off for a mixture of 4 or 5 sides winning it. So the Betfred Cup, not really much. Hibs have won it once, Rangers won it twice, Celtic winning it once, and Hearts once there. Since we last seen the winners and runners up. So the Tunnock's Camelweaver Cup, we haven't looked at it in a while, so I think that was. So we've had a few sides from, like, Northern Ireland, Republic Island winning it, and that. See, Clyde had a good wee spell 2 years in a row. Motherwell winning it 2 years in a row, their third title in the Terence Callum Weaver Cup, because they won it back then, but they got the final again, lost. Yeah, so they've had a decent run in that final. Just having a wee look to see what's been happening. I don't even know, man. So we'll have a look quickly at the English leagues. But obviously we can't have a look at what was happening where the teams finished, but well, the top three we can. So you can see Liverpool starting to win titles there again, but really it's been Manchester City and the odd time Chelsea. So Manchester City have won the Premier League how many times by now at this stage? 20 titles they've had. Yeah, they've dominated Liverpool on that on 22 titles there. So they've really dominated. Oh, who's that? Was their manager? Is that? Yeah, he's still coaching. So he was manager of Celtic previously on this experiment. Yeah, he used to be manager of Tottenham, I remember, and Chelsea. Twice? No, he was a chief scout at Chelsea, yeah. Really having a great career. Let's have a look at the Championship in England. So Crystal Palace won it there, Hill were third. Really two bad names there in the Championship. League One, yeah, no really much surprises. League Two, again, not too much to worry about there. Teams that have dropped other than pretty much these leagues haven't really changed at all much. Yeah, nah, there's definitely not been. Well, actually, who's this? National League South. They've been up and down. They probably came up in the non-league system. So so let's have a look at the European competitions. European Champions Cup. What has happened in that? So it's really been Liverpool, Barcelona, Manchester City, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, FC Bayern getting a final. But yeah, it's really been similar teams in finals and stuff. So the Europa League, so the 35 at 6. So PSG won it, and Rangers and Tottenham, Lazio and Manchester United played Rangers, and Man United won it. I was at Hampden that game. So how much Europa Leagues have they actually won? So they've won 2 now. So yes, we'll have a look at the Europa League, Conference League. So yeah, there's not really been any. There's been no Scottish teams of that won the Euro Cup 2 or the Europa Conference League, or the Europa League 2 as it's also called. Sort of known as early on. So yeah, that's really that for the save. I hope you have enjoyed, well, experiment. I hope you have really enjoyed this experiment, and I'll be coming with another one very shortly. So remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'm signing out.